Most people don't buy a $1 million house. They buy a monthly payment. And in 2026, that monthly payment feels less like a mortgage and more like a second income disappearing every month. Imagine walking into a clean, bright, normal-looking house. Not a mansion, not a celebrity home, just a nice kitchen, a decent neighborhood, maybe a small backyard. The listing says $1,000, and somehow everyone acts like this is normal. The agent smiles, the buyer nods, the bank opens a spreadsheet, and then the math quietly destroys the fantasy. Because a $1 million house is not really a $1 million decision. It's a question. Can your life survive the payment? Let's start simple. A $1 million home, a traditional 20% down payment means you need $200,000 up front, not total. Up front, before furniture, before closing costs, before repairs, before that random $900 thing that breaks 2 weeks after you move in, because homes somehow have a sense of humor. So you put down $200,000. Now you're left with an $800,000 mortgage at around 6.3% to 6.4%. That loan is roughly $5,000 per month, just principal and interest, nothing else included. Now add the quiet costs. Property taxes, $800 to $1,000, maybe $100 a month. Insurance, $200 to $500, more if your area has weather. And then maintenance. A simple rule, 1% per year. On a $1 million home, that's $10,000 a year, about $833 a month. Now look at the real number, not $5,000, closer to $7,000, maybe more, every single month, for decades. Now ask the real question, who can afford that? Not who can qualify, not who can stretch, not who can live in constant stress, who can actually afford it. There's a simple rule. Housing should be about 30% of your income. So if you're spending $7,000 a month, you need around $23,000 monthly income. That's about $280,000 a year. And that's the clean version. The version where your debt is low, your credit is strong, nothing goes wrong, but life rarely stays clean. Student loans, car payments, child care, medical bills, a job change, a roof that suddenly decides it's tired of being a roof. So realistically, many people need closer to $300K, even $350K, to afford this without becoming house poor. And this is where everything changes, because a $1 million house used to sound rich. Now, in many places, it just sounds like good luck. That's the strange part. A one-mekter's home doesn't always mean luxury anymore. Sometimes, it's just a normal house in an expensive city, a basic family home, a slightly better neighborhood, renovated kitchen that somehow justifies everything. But the payment doesn't care. The payment is brutal, either way. Here's the hidden mechanism. The price is only half the problem. The interest rate is the other half, at 3%. This loan feels manageable, at 6.4%. The same house feels heavy. Same walls, same roof, same driveway. But money itself got more expensive. That's the absurd part. The house didn't improve. Your income didn't double. But the cost exploded. So who wins? People with cash, people with equity, people who already owned, people who don't need the bank as much. And here's the irony. The people who need financing the most pay the most for it. And the people who already have assets get better options. Money is cheaper when you already have money. Compare this. One person earns $320K but has debt, no savings. Another earns $250K but has $400K in equity. Who wins? The second one, because assets change the game. A 1 metre house today doesn't just test your income, it tests your history. Did you buy earlier? Did your assets grow? Did you enter the market before it got harder? Because if you did, the game feels hard. If you didn't, it feels almost impossible. Now let's address the hype. Just buy real estate. Rent is wasting money. Your home is your biggest investment. Maybe, but only if the math works. Because if your house takes your flexibility, your savings, your sleep, your future choices, then it's not just an asset. It's a very expensive boss. After you buy, the house gets paid. First, before vacations, before investing, before freedom, before almost everything. The bank gets paid, the tax office gets paid, the insurance company gets paid, and the plumber definitely gets paid. And whatever is left, that's your life. So who can actually afford it? Usually, 4 groups: high-income couples, 2 strong incomes, professionals, tech, business owners. Second, people with equity. They bought earlier and rolled gains forward. Third, people with family help, gifts, inheritance, co-signers. Fourth, true high earners, executives, specialists, stable, trusted income. Everyone else, they can still buy, but it often means stretching. And stretching is where the danger lives. Because approval does not mean comfort. A bank can approve you into stress, into fragility, into a life where one emergency becomes a crisis. And that's the trap. People don't always lose money. They lose freedom. Now zoom out. This is bigger than one house. Housing has become a filter. It filters by income, by debt, by timing, by background. And once that happens, housing stops feeling like a ladder. It starts feeling like a wall. People inside build equity. People outside wait. And while they wait, prices rise, rents rise, saving gets harder. That's the brutal part. A 1 metre house doesn't just cost more, it changes what normal even means. Because if a normal home needs $300K income, then what is normal anymore? That's the question. No one says out loud. Because the listing price is visible, but the system behind it is quiet. Rates, debt, insurance, taxes, wages, assets, all moving together, all deciding who gets in and who stays out. So when someone asks, who can actually afford a $1 million house in 2026? The answer isn't simple. It's someone with high income, low debt, strong credit, serious savings, and usually something extra, a second income. equity, family support, a previous win, something. Because in 2026, $1 million house is not just a home, it's a checkpoint. And the real question isn't, is the house worth $1 million? It's this: how many people are being told this is normal when the math says it clearly isn't?